The Real Mccoys, starring Walter Brennan, created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the Real Mccoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he made Kate Miss Luke McCoy. From West Virginia they came to stay in sunny California. Old Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the Real McCoys.
What was that?
Sounds like somebody hit a pig. Hello there.
Hello.
You got a minute?
For what?
There's someone I think you ought to meet.
Oh, who?
Me. I'm Randy Cooperton. I'm really a very nice fella, and I've had my flu shots. We just moved in that big house with the iron gate about 4 miles down the road.
Well, you're headed in the right direction.
Good for you, Ashley.
He's cute.
No mess is going to pick her up. Now, to keep everything sort of balanced, why don't you tell me your name? You don't tell him.
Cassie McCoy.
Say, I better get out there.
Wait, let's see what happens.
You've been wondering what makes the younger generation tick.
You know, Ashley McCoy, I was just thinking. It's a beautiful day today. Sun's shining. Why don't we go for a picnic?
I don't like picnics.
Good, good. Like I said, who needs a picnic? Ants, bugs, poison ivy. We'd be much better off if we just went for a ride.
I don't want to go for a ride either.
You know, if you would have said you wanted to go for a ride, you would have disappointed me.
I would. Huh?
No, not really. Now, see, I figure if I keep you talking long enough that sooner or later we'll find we have something in common. Just a short ride?
You're wasting your time.
She hates him.
She likes him.
Looks like a tie.
Now, this is a serious step you're taking, Hassie.
I thought it out very carefully.
Yeah, but when I drive away from here for the rest of your life, you're going to wonder, was he the one? Did I let the right man get away? Now, Hassie, I'm not asking you to have a soda with me for myself. It's only to save you from having a lifetime of worry and regret.
I never heard anybody with a line like yours in my life.
He's darling.
He ain't fooling Hassie none. She's a-laughing at him.
Well, I would like a soda.
Well, then hop in. Let's away. No, she can't. Hassie, stop! No! Hassie, come back! Get out of the car right now! Come on, yeah! Yeah, you see that? You held me back and she got away. Now, where is she? Who knows what's happened to her?
Now, Grandpa, you're getting yourself all head up for no reason.
For no reason, you say. My granddaughter runs off with the first pretty face she sees, and you say for no reason. Well, she left here at 2 o'clock, and it's 6 now.
Oh, it ain't as bad as it seems, Grandpa. The clock's running 5 minutes fast.
Well, don't nobody even know where she's at?
Oh, Grandpa.
The way they drive on the freeway, she could be out of the country by now.
Hello? Cassie? Oh, where are you?
I'll bet it's a long-distance call.
Still at the soda fountain? But you've been talking for 4 hours, honey. Well, I know you're having a wonderful time, but... Supper?
She ain't bringing no picker-upper home here to supper.
Well, where's he taking you to eat? Oh. Well, get home early.
Hey, give me that phone. Hassie? Hassie, you get on home here just as fast. Hassie? Hassie? She's already hung up. You done that, Kate? You're responsible for making a fallen woman out of Hassie.
Grandpa, he's just taking her out to supper. You can't get in no trouble eating.
I seen them kind of places in the movie, Luke. No lights and the fiddle player wearing dark glasses. I can just see him now pouring the champagne into Hassie's shoe. And you know the size of Hassie's foot. Why, she wouldn't know what she's doing after one shoe full.
I'm getting worse.
Grandpa.
Well, Lassie was just going out to supper.
Maybe they didn't get waited on right away.
They could have ate a whole herd of buffalo by now.
Thanks for the sweater. I never had such a good time in my life. It was just wonderful, Randy.
You know, it was really a night of nights for me, too. Gosh, you know, it seems like a million years ago we first met.
At least.
Cassie, do you believe that, well, that it's kind of fate that when two people are right for each other, they're just bound to meet?
I guess you just can't stop it.
And when the right people meet, they know it, don't they?
Oh, yes. I know they do.
That's the way I feel now. You know, I never felt this way about anybody before. Cassie?
Your fraternity pin.
You know what this means if you wear it, don't you? You're my girl. Well, what do you say?
Randy.
Now that we are engaged to be engaged. Well, would you mind if I kissed you?
Well, I guess it's the only right thing to do. Kate, what are you?
Shh. Grandpa's asleep in his chair waiting for you.
Yeah, and if he catches you coming home after midnight, we're going to have to soundproof the woodshed.
After midnight? I had no idea.
It's really my fault. We just got to talking.
Oh, excuse me. Kate and Luke, may I present Randy Cooperton, my brother and sister-in-law I told you about.
Hello there. Very nice to meet you.
How do? Now, look, you better get out of here before Grandpa wakes up and empties his mind out at you.
But all we did was have dinner and talk.
Well, look, why don't you come back in a couple of days after Grandpa kind of simmers down and we have a chance to smooth things over. Hassie, get out of the car.
Come on.
Randy, you better get going, but don't start the motor.
Don't start the motor.
We'll push you. Once you get over the rise, you'll coast far enough away so Grandpa can't hear you. Then start the motor. Okay, push.
Good night, Hassie.
Well, it's about time you got home.
Hassie. Oh, there you are.
Hi, Grandpa.
Don't you hide Grandpa me. You ought to be ashamed of yourself for gallivanting around town for hours and coming in the middle of the night.
Yeah, Grandpa's right, Hassie. 9 o'clock ain't no time for a young girl like you to come traipsing in with some strange fella.
Now, this is serious business, Hassie. 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock?
Yes, sir, Grandpa. You dozed off about 10 minutes ago.
I feel like I've been asleep for hours. Well, young lady, what you got to say for yourself?
Grandpa, it was fate. We had to meet.
Take off your shoe.
What?
If it's wet from champagne, I'm going to lock you up in your room for a week.
Grandpa, you don't understand. Randy's it. He's the greatest fella I ever met. He gave me his fraternity pin. We're engaged to be engaged. Oh, Grandpa, it feels like the beginning of the world.
Beginning of the world. Engaged to be... Engaged to be engaged? Hassie!
Oh, don't pay it no mind.
What do you mean, don't pay no mind?
Forget it. She ain't really.
Well, he gave us some kind of a pin, didn't he?
Grandpa, you don't understand. Hassie's in love with love. She's too young to know her own mind.
Hassie's 17 and back in smoky corners. A girl that age is on the brink of old maidhood.
Why, I was in and out of love 10 times before I married Luke. Hassie's the same. Well, next time she goes out with this fella, she won't even know why she felt the way she did.
There ain't gonna be no next time. She ain't never gonna fall in love at first sight again unless I give my stamp of approval first. Now, she can pour that in her shoe and drink it.
Harry, you just cannot sit back and say this isn't serious. I know Randy. I'm his mother.
I concede that point, but I still say it isn't serious.
Farrell, would you get me the telephone book, please?
What are you going to do?
I am going to call the Mccoys. I think we ought to meet this girl and her family.
Dell, they met yesterday for the first time. Why make a federal case out of a little infatuation?
You didn't talk to him when he came in last night. He is utterly gone on that girl. I know my boy. Oh, thank you, Farrell. How do you spell McCoy? M-C or M-A-C?
Grandpa, you ain't really gonna call the Coopertons now, are you?
You're goddamn right I am. Keep looking for the number, Luke.
But, Grandpa, what are they gonna think? Well, you're the only one that's taking this whole thing serious.
Oh, Hassie, I want to ask you something. About how you feel about this here Randy Cooperton.
Oh, Grandpa, it's worse this morning than it was last night.
Hurry up and find that number, Luke.
You're the only one who's taking this seriously.
Oh, what a wild morning.
Randy, your mother was telling me about this girl you met yesterday.
Oh, yeah, Dad. She is sensational. I met her for the first time, and boom, headlines.
Well, dear?
All right, you met her, you're attracted to each other, but you're not serious. I mean, you're not planning anything drastic.
Well, we're engaged, Dad.
I think you spell McCoy with an M-C.
This could be it. H.C. Cooperton the third. Yeah, must be a big family.
What's the number?
Dial 346725.
Grandpa, why don't you think on it a bit?
I've done all the thinking I'm going to do, Kate. Hello? Yes, ma'am? There's a Hassie McCoy lives here. Who? Mrs. Cooperton?
Yes. Is this Mr. McCoy?
Yep, sure is. It's Miss Cooperton.
It's Mr. McCoy.
She don't sound one bit embarrassed.
Not the least bit surprised.
Well, it's an unexpected and unembarrassing pleasure to meet you, Miss Cooperton.
Thank you, Mr. McCoy.
What'd she say?
What'd he say?
Mr. McCoy, we've heard so much about you from our son, Randy.
Yeah, well, we ain't heard much about you from Hassie, but it was all good.
What'd he say?
So, of course, my husband and I thought we should meet each other, perhaps tomorrow at 5 o'clock.
Supper time? Yeah, we'd all love to come. She's invited us to supper.
They've invited themselves to dinner.
Well, that's real neighborly of you, Miss Cooperton. We'll be there. Bye-bye.
Goodbye, Mr. McCoy. Not serious, huh?
Evening. Yes, I do. Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Good evening.
Hi, Hassie.
Hi, Randy.
I'm Harry Cooperton.
I'm Miss McCoy. This is my grandson, Luke. That's his wife, Kate.
How are you?
And that's my granddaughter, Hassie.
Hassie. This is Mrs. Cooperton and my son, Randy.
How do you do?
Randy.
Oh, yeah.
Nice to see you, Randy.
Hi.
Well, shall we go into the living room?
Yes,
Oh,
please.
yeah.
Fine.
It sure is a nice big barny place you got here. Say, it's prettier than the public library.
Hey, that's a lot of lawn you got outside. It must cost you $100 every time you fertilize it.
Harry, have you ever in your life seen... Easy.
Oh, Mother, why don't you and the McCoys get to know each other? I want to show Hassie around, okay?
Very well, dear.
You like it, Mr. McCoy?
She's a mighty handsome woman.
It's a very fine painting.
Could use a little thicker paint in a couple of spots there.
Oh, yes, of course. I think he meant that. Why don't we all sit down?
Yes, please.
That's a real good idea.
Thank you.
Say, Luke, ain't this the softest thing you ever felt?
Feels like it was stuffed with whipped cream.
Well, this whole thing with the children happened so suddenly that... Well, it was certainly nice of you to come over on such short notice to give us a chance to get acquainted.
Well, it was real neighborly of you to throw out the first invite.
It was my pleasure. Well, we do want to get to know each other. Mr. McCoy, are you in business?
Oh, yeah. Us Mccoys comes from a long line of dirt farmers. Milking and slopping the hogs is as natural as breathing to us.
It's in our blood.
I'm sure.
You got a way of making a living, Mr. Coopton?
Well, I have factories, oil wells, timber.
Oh, he's sort of a jack of all trades, ain't he?
Well, I guess you could say that.
Say, you got a sense of humor. I like you. I like the missus, too.
How nice.
Well, see, not knowing you, I was just... I wasn't sure that you're the kind of a family who wanted Hassie to marry into. But now, as the head of the McCoys, I want to give you my stamp of approval.
It sure is going to be nice.
The sooner that boy of yours marries Hassie, the better I'll like it. Let's set the date.
Set the date? Yes, I think we ought to talk about it. Now, Mr. McCoy, I know that you and your family love your granddaughter. Is it Hassie?
That's right. It's short for Tallahassee. We had a cousin one time come through there, and he sent us a postcard, and we kind of liked the name.
I see. Well, I'm sure you want happiness for Tallahassee, as we do for our Randy.
Well, like I said, the sooner the better.
Well, sometimes people meet and they become infatuated before they have a chance to realize that they're not suited for each other because of temperament, social differences.
Social differences?
Well, there ain't no differences I can see.
I'm afraid I don't understand what you're saying, Miss Cooperton.
This won't be as easy as it might seem to you. Despite the fact that Randy comes from, well, a family of wealth, Mr. Cooperton is not going to let him be spoiled by our money.
Well, now, that's real smart of you, Mr. Cooperton.
Well...
Mr. Cooperton isn't going to put him into one of his corporations with a plush job and a big salary.
You ain't, Mr. Cooperton?
Well...
No, he isn't. Once Randy is married and out on his own, there'll be no money at all from us. He'll have to make it all himself.
Well, now, I'm surprised to hear that.
Well...
Well, I'm afraid that's the way we feel about it.
Well, we always has enough to feed another mouth. Now, if things gets too hard with Randy, he can move into our place.
Randy live with you?
I thought that might kind of upset you, Miss Cooperton. And I know we McCoys are below you socially. I feel kind of sorry for you. You know, always having to look out for people trying to get their hands on your money. But my grandpa was just trying to be helpful. I don't think he understood what you was trying to say.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Grandpa, you didn't understand what she was hinting at, did you?
Sure I did. I don't need to have no hair fall down on me.
Well, what are you laughing at? It ain't funny.
Well, whatever Miss Cooperton was trying to do, she was beat before she started.
What do you mean?
Oh, I was just thinking back when I was courting Grandma. Back in West Virginia. Her folks thought they was too good for me and mine. Well, they tried to break us apart, too.
I didn't know that, Grandpa.
Well, the result was that Grandma almost never forgave her Ma and Pa for what they tried to do. Now, if I hadn't felt sorry for them, they might never see their grandchildren. If Hassie and your boy is right for each other, no matter what you do or say, you won't come between them. Only between yourselves and your son. Well, I guess we better find Hassie and we go now.
No, don't go, please. Just a moment. My wife and I owe you an apology.
An apology? May I ask why?
Well, let's call it lack of good taste and let it go at that.
I see no reason for you to be insulting.
Now, Mr. Cooperton, there ain't no reason for the fight because there ain't no apology necessary.
We're apologizing to you, and that's that. And you're absolutely right. Randy's an intelligent boy, and I respect that intelligence. And so will you, unless you want to run the risk of losing your son. And if you do, the house and the social position and the soft couch and that painting of your Aunt Helen won't mean a thing.
I thought there was a family resemblance.
Hurry, how could you talk to me this way?
Well, it was easy once I got started. You think these people are beneath you? Well, I think they're fine, warm, honest, gentle people, and I'd be proud to have them in the family.
Now, Mr. Cooperton...
Now, you shut up, Mr. McCoy. You owe this man an apology for humiliating him, and you know it.
It's all right, Miss Cooperton. He's just a little hot-headed.
You're very kind, Mr. McCoy.
Well, that's all right.
I suppose there's a lot of truth in what he says.
Yeah, I suppose.
Just the way he says it.
I know, but...
I guess I was a little emotional. I'm sorry, Adele.
Oh, I'm sorry, too. I really am. It's just that Randy getting married.
See, I told you they'd get along, didn't I? Listen, we've got an announcement to make. We've set the date for our wedding.
Oh!
Hell.
It's going to be in June. June?
No.
6 years from now. That's how long it'll take Randy to get his lawyer's degree.
Isn't that wonderful? Huh?
It's like all the same, Mr. Cooperton. The only trouble with counting your chickens before they hatch is you always wind up with egg all over your face.